Hello everyone and welcome. In today's video, I'll showcase the best M123K LMG build that I have discovered so far. As I've mentioned in past videos, most light machine guns are incredibly useful if used defensively and strategically, and the M123K is no different. However, it is unique in the sense that unlike all other LMGs in the roster, this one is made for closer quarters battle. This M123K build has been catered to play into this closer quarters role with quicker bipod and aim down sight time, as well as lower recoil buildup due to boasting the highest rounds per second of any LMG. And with that said, let's hop right into the build. Now, it's important to emphasize that the factory version is what we want. This way we can actually modify our weapon. Starting on the left, we'll want a compensated break to help with our recoil buildup. Then, for the barrel, I'm using the heavy extension barrel for extra bullet velocity and recoil aid. Now, the grip is quite important. I've always recommended the grip pod because without some kind of bipod, you'll be denying the benefits you get from the fire support perk, which is incredibly useful when unlocked. To add extra mobility, I recommend the classic grip pod. Now, I wouldn't go for more than the 100 round magazine. 55 points for 200 rounds is actually insane. The reload time's already long enough, and you really should have no need for any more than 100 bullets at a time if you're fighting strategically. The hollow point ammunition type will compensate for this by giving you an additional 0.27 headshot damage. I recommend staying away from fragmented shots since delayed health is really easy to skirt around in this game with the sheer amount of med packs you find on the field. And finally, I chose the 2.5 times scope. Since we'll be up so close to the enemy, anything more is overkill and would actually stand to harm our accuracy and response time. Now, this build really works because of our gear. An absolute must is the fire support role. Fire support offers 3 perks that we get over the medic role. For one, shooting from a mounted position now gives better control over the weapon. Second, we receive 25% less incoming explosive damage when prone or on a mounted position. This will really save our life more times than you can count. And finally, you get faster ammunition supply when using the ammo bag. This is super useful because if you do end up using this gadget, you'll run through these so fast when throwing them to nearby players. The next 2 gear slots really depend on your play style, but I think the deployable cover is just non-negotiable right now when it comes to light machine guns, so I recommend holding on to this in your first slot. And in unlocking this weapon, you'll now have access to the incendiary grenade launcher. This airburst tool is so good for running crowd control in situations where you can't get your gun down in enough time. And better yet, the effective range is 25 meters, which is just about as close as we want to be when using the M123K. And that's going to be the build. I'm now going to show some gameplay footage and I'll briefly walk through how I'm using the kit and what to watch for to learn how to really get the most out of this light machine gun. Unlike the M60, the M123K requires you to be far closer to do its high round per second count and damage impact. With only 25 damage compared to the M60's 33, it's the lowest damage output gun in the category, which means that your playstyle is going to have to slightly change. As you'll see in the gameplay, I'm still using the barrier for cover, still using world structures to provide some sort of barrier for me while I'm prone, but I'm far closer than normal. You also see me being quite mobile than I would normally be with the M60 or M250. You just need to learn when to engage and really when not to, because it does really well with 1 target at a time, but once you get to more than 2, it's just not effective. Also, watch for crowd control tactics on the incendiary launcher. You'll see how I use it to flush out enemies into the open from behind cover and then get the kill or damage assist on them. This refers back to the creating space idea that I talked about previously in my M60 build tutorial. Our goal is to lock down high traffic areas or flush out hiding enemies so that our assault and engineer teammates can get in and secure the kill if we can't do that ourselves. Well, that about does it for me. I hope you enjoyed this build and the rest of the gameplay.